Hello, hello. This is OD the GM back again. If you hear a bit of noise in the background, um, I'm making some coffee and getting ready to go to work. I got some pups outside and they are very active. But here we go. Let's get into it. First thing I want to start off with is Don Snyder, from the owner of the Washington Commanders, and his comments earlier in the week about the NFL can't fuck with him. He has a lot of dirt on the owners and the commissioner. That is amazing, for an owner to come out and say that. I've been saying these guys are pretty ruthless in this league, and I wouldn't be surprised at anything he says about any of the owners. I feel this is a racist group. I feel their bottom line is all they care about. All they care about. So maybe they discredit Don, but I feel he has some merit to what he's saying. I don't know. But I just found those comments interesting. Tua was back at practice this week, throwing, nothing big. He was just throwing the ball around, getting loose. It's a good sign. It's a good sign. Maybe he'd be back for the Steeler game. I really would like him to be back for the Steeler game. That's a prime time game. And hopefully he is recovered. Hopefully he's not timid. We'll see by the first deep throw, because in the Cincinnati game, like I said, I knew he wasn't 100% going, because when he went deep, he couldn't get the ball down the field like we saw him did earlier in the season. He was way short. So I looked at him and I said, Tua doesn't look good tonight. I didn't think he should have played, but it proved me right. Well, it's a good sign to see him back. So Skylar will start, much to the chagrin of Dolphin Nation, and Teddy, the big money backup, will be the backup. And the reason being is Skylar practiced all week. Teddy was in the bogus concussion protocol because the New Jersey physician spotted him walking turbulently, and that was not true. There's no video evidence to support this claim. So we were screwed by the New York stinking Jets and whoever they got working for them. That is sad. The NFL is turning into one big joke. Okay? Even with play call it, with the calls on the field from the referees. Reminds me of the NBA. Like, who they want to win. They will call against you. It's just integrity of the league is falling apart. Okay, our defense, we need to step up now, because this zone concept, I understand why he's running the zone. You don't have your two-man corners. But you should be able to get someone in there to play a little bit of man. You don't have to play zone basically all the time. I don't have a number, but I would guess 80% of the time you run in zone. I feel it could be a bit more balanced so you can get some blitzing, because organically we cannot get a pass rush going. Jalen Phillips, Emmanuel Ogbah, absent from school. 1 sack apiece, I think. This is terrible. This is terrible. So, penalties have been a problem for this Dolphin team for the start of the season. Something we didn't have to worry about during Brian Flores' tenure. But now we're shooting ourselves. We're getting drives extended on defense because of penalties, and we're getting drives shortened on offense because of penalties. So this is, I don't know. We have to, Coach McDaniel needs to discipline these guys and get the penalty situation dealt with. Injuries, Well, this team is very injury plagued right now. Tua, Teddy, Xavier, Armstead, Jackson, Hill, Jones, Waddle are all dealing with some kind of injury. Durham Smythe has a hamstring. Raheem Mostert is questionable, but I think he will play. I don't think Smythe will play, but I think everybody else I've called off, including Xavier Howard and Austin Jackson. I feel they are going to play this Sunday. Okay, so this team, we will have enough back as long as Xavier isn't hampered in any way, because we're going up against Justin Jefferson, and the Vikings love to run crossing routes. They love to run crosses. We're going to have to pay attention to that. That's how Justin Jefferson gets most of his yardage. Deep crosses. So Xavier is going to have to be 100. He's going to have to, might not have to be 100, but he's going to have to be good enough to stay in the hip pocket of Justin Jefferson to make Kirk Cousins think about it just a little. So maybe we buy an extra half a second to get to him. And if we're not going to put Xavier Howard on him exclusively, and you want to bracket him with a safety over the top, maybe Javon Holland and a number 2 corner underneath, maybe Nick Needham, and you put Howard on Thielen, then I can understand that as well. That would be smart to me. And you protect Howard from an elite wide receiver like Justin Jefferson, while Howard is still recovering from both groins. Wow. I know how those groin injuries feel. I had them. And in healthy teams, win. Injuries really hurt the team. You understand? They really hurt the team as far as the bottom line. Bottom line is winning. Healthier teams win. Vikings have not impressed me, but they are 4-1. Mostly because they are healthy. Most teams in the NFL right now are banged up. Okay, so there's that. We heard this thing in the week about the ping pong table getting removed, and mostly from the national media. But I think McDaniel spoke on it. And, Coward, these guys. His name is just what it is, a coward. The ping pong table, Tyreek Hill said, is still intact. It will be intact. They're just upgrading it. So they took out the old one, and they're going to get a better one. They want to always promote competition in everything they do around the facility, and that's fine. The ping pong table isn't a big deal. So, I'm predicting this week, young Skyler gets his first win as a Dolphin quarterback. I feel we're going to have enough guys back to beat the Vikings. Because I always feel the Vikings are a better team than what they've shown. On paper, they are a better team than what they've shown. And we want to say coaching may be an issue because this team is very talented. I think Kirk Cousins just isn't a top 20 quarterback in this league. If he has time, he can find the guy, but he is not. Kirk Cousins is not to be fed. If you can get a little pressure on him and rattle his cage a bit, he gives you the game. Now, if you allow him to sit back, he'll find the open guy. But he is not a quarterback that you say, oh, we got a game plan for Kirk Cousins. No, you game plan for his receivers. He don't worry about him. Game plan for his receivers. Okay? I have a buddy who's a Vikings fan, and he already talking trash, but I think he's going to eat crow by the end of the night. Okay, Vikings, I don't respect their quarterback. With that said, this is going to be a win this week. I will predict 21-17. Our defense will do just enough to keep these guys under 20 points. And young Skyler and the running game, because the Vikings will be playing the pass. The running game will shine again. And we will win the game 21-17. The game that starts us off with another winning streak. Maybe another 3 or 4 game winning streak. Okay, guys. This is OD the GM. Regal Link.